guys, and welcome to the Forest Giant Base Camp. Today we're going to go over gear stand, and this is a piece of gear that I built recently. Any of my service members that did a deployment or spent a long time at any type of training op where they were in the same location for a long time with minimal materials is going to kind of be familiar with the term. This is a little different than the setup that we had, but it's a little more appropriate, I think, for the Bushcraft camp. It just kind of holds, all these different tools that I have, the things that are relative to camping or working the bushcraft itself. Now, it has several uses. The most important to me is organization, because this is something that I struggle with, and I'm sure a lot of you do. But seriously, I mean, it keeps everything in the same location, so that no matter what you need, as long and it's up to you to keep it there. But as long as you put it back where it goes, everything stays together. It's going to keep all your tools and all your weapons off the ground. And it's also just going to keep them from getting kind of thrown around and, messed up, scratched up, damaged, what have you. Here in the near future, I'm going to build a second one of these, and the function for that, so that if I'm bucking, bigger logs or something like that with the handsaw, I can actually use the two as a sawhorse. That way I'm not leaning over and straining my back all day long when I'm doing this, because it's already kind of strenuous labor. If you can kind of stand upright and do it, it just makes it a little easier on the body. It's going to keep your camp clean, because one thing that happens very quickly is you get tools and stuff scattered all over the place out here, and your whole camp's a mess. And it's just important to me to kind of keep everything cleaned up and organized around here, because when it starts getting dark, let me assure you that these wooden handles and black paracord and things like that can get very hard to find very fast. The last thing you want to do is start having nightfall happen, and you realize that half of your tools are out in the woods or wherever you've been working. It kind of brings me to something else, by the way. I've got another stand over here for a pack, for my bushcrafting pack. Now, that's got a lot of things like knife sharpeners and stuff like that I don't use very regularly, but it stays at the opening of the teepee for a couple of reasons. Personal preference, and also if we get kind of like a flash storm or something, your bag's not getting poured into if you're not right here. But the great thing about this is that it's portable. So if I'm working over there and I need to pick everything up and move it, then basically my gear stand can go with me, so that I'm not running back and forth to camp the whole time. Because it is beneficial to have everything right there with you when you're way over there. You don't want to spend your whole time out here walking back and forth or forgetting this and having to walk back. So being able to keep it with you is key as well. I didn't go over, I didn't make a video on how to make one of these, because quite frankly it's very, very simple. This is one tree. I just cut it to 3 equal lengths, notched a ring around here to keep it from slipping, and used hemp cord to bind them together. The hemp cord allows it also to not be in a fixed position, so if you need your base to be wider, you need to make it taller, shorter for whatever activity you're doing, whatever project you're working on, you can do that in a snap, okay? Now, one more benefit that we have here is that it's made from all natural and minimal materials. That means that not only if you're at a camp around your house, or like on your property as mine is, but if you happen to be in a spot where you're in a bad situation and you just need to kind of throw a camp together, once you get your fire, your water source, your shelter established, you can kind of just throw one of these around if you got some spare time. It probably takes about a half an hour, and then you've got a way to organize all of your tools, your weapons, and the things that you may need to keep close to you for whatever the specific situation might be. It can be easily broken down and discarded if it starts to get old. That's the great thing about these natural materials, is that they don't cost anything, and that the forest will always keep them in abundance for us, these materials, so that if we need another one, we can make one quickly. But yeah, so if anything ever happens to this, I can just kind of toss it in the swamp or what have you, and there's no littering going on, no harm, no foul to the environment around me. I thank you guys for watching, and I hope you get some great benefit out of this. Let me know if it works for you, and if you make one, by all means, share a picture. Have a great afternoon.